You're right, James. Welcome, chat. We'll get on with the game in a few moments. Just gonna let it breathe for a few more moments. Now that I've took off the stupid ass ending card that I completely didn't notice was there. I don't know how I didn't notice that, to be honest. I blame the heat. I'm not used to it being warm in the UK. Look at our boy. Stood there, waiting to be used. Angel boy. There we go. Hopefully the mic don't pick up the aircon too much. If it does, just let me know. You know what? Let's get straight in. Actually, 1 day, 7 hours and 38 minutes. We didn't play that much. Finally, a British person with aircon. I've got my grandma's aircon unit, which is like a movable, like standing aircon, which they've had for years. My mum had it for a long time, and my grandma said to my mum, "Why don't you give that to Joe? Because my fan broke." It's not. It's actually a proper little aircon. It's a proper aircon unit, just movable. Pretty fucking heavy. It's made to be movable because in the UK we don't need them as often. I was gonna say as often. We don't need them as often. No, we don't need them as often. You know what they are? Yeah, but they are basically a fan on crack, I guess. But they're really fucking good. It just, for some reason, the angle it was at, it was shit. So where did we leave off? So, build the main stables, form a staff council, order the Crusade craftsmen to improve the relic. Secrets of creation. Go to the heart of mystery. Know thy enemies. Search trace of unusual demons. Talk to Anevia about the demons report. Find the missing Crusaders. Hunt a dragon. Battered spirit. Talk to Irabeth. Solve the riddles of the nameless ruins. Present of the abyss. Wait for events to unfold. Where has my dude Woljif gone? It's still a fan on crack. Fine. Why not? Oh, the outcast is waiting for Khaleesi's steam. So the middle game is this. And in pursuit of the past, the storyteller seeks pages of elven script. Well, if I knew where the fucking storyteller was, I'd give him the goddamn thing. Ooh, there's a one-eyed devil up here. Over here.
Let's not hesitate.
Go, Samael. There's a one-eyed devil over there. You know what? Let's put both my fucking... look at that. I have double Halo, bitches. One-eyed devil, a short, chubby tiefling with golden eye patch, spits chewing tobacco between his feet, and takes another pinch of tobacco from his tobacco box with jewels. Fine day to you, Commander. Welcome to the One-Eyed Devil's trading house. His proud manner suggests that with each word begins with a capital letter, and perhaps even continues in the capital letters as well. A trading house? It's just a shop. That depends. There was a time when I had nothing in my pockets but holes. But did I consider myself poor? No. I consider myself a rich man who was temporarily down in his luck. Optimism is important, not only in the battlefield, Commander. You're a leader of the victorious armies that will be chopping on the demons to mincemeat sooner or later. I am the owner of a trade empire, which, as you see, is only starting to grow. I gotta say, this guy knows what he's talking about. You're halfway through the Prince. Ah, you're reading Machiavelli. How did a tiefling end up on the side of the Crusaders? The answer is simple. The simple thing there is. It's a good world, and I like living in it. Besides, it's only the one we've got. I'd love to know what's going on in the heads of the dimwits who are helping the demons destroy it. My best guess is that their horns grow inward, so there's no room for their brains. I'm from Chiliax. Tieflings don't surprise anyone there, and they don't like demons any more than we do here. And why should they? The gods went to all the trouble of creating this world. Even Lord Asmodeus and his devils helped with the construction. And now these freeloaders show up after all the hard work is done just to gorge and break things. It doesn't matter who you pray to. If you want to live, your duty to help. Now a risky name for a store for Crusaders. Ah, yes. A week doesn't go by without some dinwit boiling over. Well, don't pay me to explain the difference between allies and enemies. devils and demons. Also Modius and all the riffraff like Baphomet and Deskari. So they can all go. They can go hang. Tiefling spits between his feet and swiftly places another pinch of chewing tobacco in his mouth. Here's what I think. You like it, you buy it. You don't like it, keep moving. If you're spoiling for a fight, take yourself off to the tavern. To me wares. Yeah, Machiavelli's always been a good read, to be fair. That's a fucking good headband of intelligence. Infiltrator's army. Armor made of hide. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. I feel fucking dumb for saying it. Adamantine scale mail. Ooh, some barding for horses. I don't have a horse. Holy rapier +2. Bad mithril flail, apprentice lockpicks, and an expert lockpick. To be fair, he's got some fucking good stuff, which is really expensive. And all the shit I've got here, apart from like normal stuff of +1, you know, we ain't getting rid of. I do have 45 grand though, but I'll probably need that for something else. Go to the inn. Pretty sure the little dwarf isn't here. Well, I mean, this is technically my tavern, because I own the city, so I'm just going to quickly rob that.
Godspeed.
I learned something from that book. You can't do that, Samael. You suck at... Like, not even with a plus, you would be able to open that. You just suck. I wonder where our little dwarf friend is. Well, there's Nenio. There's Helor. One old Kayla told this my brothers and me. And then he died, and no one knows but us. I know this is the sacred forest. They prayed in the meadow of spirits. Common relics, you say? A big treasure. It sounds like a lie. Everything was collected, carried away, and buried in that cave. The scouts say a bear lives in the forest. A terrible one, and there must be a magic guard in the cave. That's why we suggest you come with us. We'll split the treasure equally. It probably looks pretty weird for me to just stand there and listen, but ah well. I'm the fecking commander. I do as I please. Ah, boy, there you are. Very good, just in time. You'll be delighted to know that I need you for an experiment. The great garrison stands ruthless. Demons are running for the hills with their tails between their legs. Mendev's queen, what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Ah yes, Galfrey, is scurrying to and fro. And all this somehow is connected to you, my loyal follower. And thus far there is no scientific evidence of your exceptionality. If one discounts blind faith and divine intervention, which I do. We, people of science, refuse to believe in the inexplicable without any proof. We're the ones who explain the inexplicable. Nenio punctuates her statements with an energetic sweep of her arm. And therefore, open your mouth, say ah for me. Why? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to study you. Come along, don't stand in the way of science. What does my mouth have to do with my new abilities? Perhaps there's no connection, or perhaps there's a disdirect connection. We'll never know unless we try to find out. Nenio peers into your mouth with a practiced eye. Alright, your throat is fine, tongue looks perfectly normal, your breath, she sniffs, the smell is in line with the regular functioning of the digestive system. Now for your teeth. She sticks one hand in your mouth and probes each of your teeth in turn. With the skill of a seasoned dentist, no detectable alterations. By the way, did you know that many individuals, while being wholly civilized, representatives of their race, have amazingly powerful bite? As if suddenly recalling something, Nenio promptly pulls her hand out of your mouth. You're trying to find a correlation between fang length and civility? Nenio seems slightly embarrassed. For the good of science, I look for correlations everywhere and in everything. How can you prove there is no correlation if you don't bother to look for one? I'm just gonna stay silent. Moving on. All right. What do we have next? Ears. Let me check your hearing. Testing. Nenio yells into your ear, and nods in satisfaction as she observes your reaction. Your hearing is fine. Was fine, but don't worry. It's scientifically proven that it should return to normal soon. Next, Nenio circles you. Eyes are clear. Posture is satisfactory. Limb length is standard. No lice. She stops, rubs her chin in a contemplative and in slightly ejected tone. Boy, you are the picture of health. It's a pity, I was expecting to find some anomaly. Well, now let's assess your mental health. Imagine a hypothetical situation. You are a tree. Two squirrels have found their way into your hollow and now copulating there. What do you see? What do you do? I do precisely nothing because I'm a tree. An unconscious act of withdrawal along with a lack of trust in your own abilities, or perhaps just a healthy dose of pragmatism. On to the next question. Another hypothetical situation. You are a tomato. You have just been picked from the vegetable patch and put into crate. You know that today the cook will lose half the tomatoes from your crate to make the soup. What do you do? There's nothing I can do. I'm a tomato, remember? An unconscious act of withdrawal, inability or willingness to see something bigger behind something small. Alright, I understand. On the surface, it appears you don't really believe in your ability to change things, but in fact, you are a strong pragmatist who knows perfectly well what you can do and what you can and can't do. Your reasoning is that of a mortal, one who is capable of achieving a great deal, though he would deny even that. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. Nenio looks at you pensively and then gestures at you with a wide sweep of her arm. And yet you remain a puzzle to me. I love puzzles. One of these days I will solve you completely unless I forget. By the way, I have another assignment for you. To the experiment, Nenio gestures excitedly. I will need some supplies for this one, boy. Please bring me a bottle of alcohol. Any will do, and please hurry up. Science can wait. Why don't you go buy a bottle yourself? I'm busy with an extremely important task, mentally preparing myself for the experiment. Besides, a task like this is perfect fit for my loyal follower. I'll come back when I have a bottle. I will await your return with the greatest anticipation, with immense, immeasurable impatience. Don't I have any alcohol on me? No, I got rid of it all. Oops. Is that a time? It is a fucking time task as well. Okay, we'll go buy some alcohol. I guess this is the inn, not the tavern. That's no fun. Always need alcohol. Yeah, alcohol definitely makes the world go round. Okay, the tavern is this way. If we can't buy any, we sure as shit can steal it. There's Greybore. Seriously? A tavern? Oh, there we go. Sweet wine. Let's go talk to the Tavern Keeper. The boy sitting on the counter looks about 18. He salutes you with dignity, though his eyes scarcely rise from his tavern's ledger. The Knight Commander at my establishment. What an honor. My name is Fikito, the owner of the Half Measure. How should I address you? I ask because for some don't like undue familiarity, while others scoff at tediousness of ceremonies and titles. You can call me by my name. Deal. I know your name, of course. Who in Dresden doesn't? What can I do for you? Wine, a meal? A heart-to-heart talk? I was such a young lad. I was in tavern. Before the siege of Dresden, the half measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how this family died. Just 3 words. Human worshippers. And sacrifice should be enough. Now that the city has been liberated, the authorities in Iomede's church will be returning what remains to the lawful heirs of the deceased. They take these things seriously in Mendev. Face suddenly slaps himself on the forehead. We started talking about the inn, and I remembered. I wanted to thank you personally for defeating the demon in this very tavern when the city wasn't liberated. Without you, who knows how many guests would have been smashed before the Crusaders got to him. So please accept my thanks from the bottom of my heart. The Half Measure is a strange name for a tavern. Oh, that's a family story. It's not for the faint-hearted, but you're not one of those, are you? One day, before the ward stones were erected, a peasant family got lost on the way to the fair, and ended up near the border of the Worldwound. He stumbled upon a bored demon who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she'd prefer him to take all the children or only half of them. The summoned woman looked at her free doll and said half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs off of all three of the children and said, I guess that's even, and disappeared. People across Dresden heard the story about after the family found shelter at the local temple of Iomide. For years, they saved up for a regeneration spell so the children could be made whole again. They eventually scraped together enough for just one scroll and decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner and called it half measure in memory of his family and the terrible incident with the demon. He had a good life for a time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brothers and sisters, though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Dresden surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot. The brother and his wife died a little later at the hands of the deserters. There are rumors about that the same demon that butchered the family came to Dresden and made a den of the half measure. If that's true, I guess he got what he deserved when he faced to free the city. That's the story. Fei shrugs pensively. Why'd you like sitting on the counter? 2 reasons, he says seriously. Dresden isn't the biggest city, but it still has a few taverns and pubs. To compete with the others, I need to be able to people to remember my establishment and myself. That's the first reason. A Tavern Keeper, who sits on the counter, definitely sticks out from the others. First stand behind their bars, all dignified. Believe me, you're not the first one to ask. Sooner or later, every customer does. The second reason is that the place is the place's atmosphere. People should feel relaxed here. Life near the Worldwound is hard enough. Folks don't need to go to taverns looking to cause each other more trouble. So I allow certain liberties, myself included. I even thinking of hosting an invigorating brawl here on the 5th of every month. I'll let my favorite customers break the glasses and swing on the chandelier. What's the feeling here in the city? I can only tell by my customers. They're mostly working folks, the ones who are rebuilding what was destroyed, along with the soldiers and some merchants. Overall, spirits are high as they can be in Mendev, nation of rattling sabers and fluttering banners. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten that we nearly lost Kenabres. Or it's like that. People live one day, and that day is tomorrow, not yesterday. You've been a source of joy and inspiration for everyone as well. A simple lad leading the fight against demons and defeating them. Second, guys. Take out my eye. And running rings around all the horrific rings around all the arrogant queen's knights. Ha! People like stories like that. What makes you think I'm a simple lad? If you're a foreign prince in disguise, drop me a hint or two, will you? That'll give me time to work on my bowing and scraping for when you finally decide to reveal your true identity to the world. What do your customers say about my new powers? They say that you're an angel from heaven, but you hide it so you can be closer to the people. Not that I really believe it, but if I think about it, a halo and wings would really suit you. But the most important question is, do angels drink? Let's put that to the test. Let me see what you have to offer. An axiomatic keen dart +3 for 50 grand. Fuck you, I'm not paying 50 grand for a weapon that's shite to begin with. A ghost igniting short sword. Take the mulled wine. That's something we can make on the road. Fine with me. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay. So we don't need to go to the jewelry artisan. I guess we just need to go to the Citadel.
Together we stand.
I do wonder if I'm going to be able to learn to fly. Doesn't say. I'm going to assume I can't. Big sad. Into my citadel. A middle-aged paladin with a genial face salutes you. His sparse grey hair stands in a fuzzy tufts on his head, giving him a distinctly unwarlike appearance. Everbright Crusaders reporting for duty. My name is Sire Paladin, and I am at your service. Queen Gallifrey is gathering the main attack forces at Nerasan. She ordered us to replenish the losses suffered in Kenabres and come here. We will support your troops. A tall, dark-eyed lad is standing behind Sia. Passionately echoes Sia's words. We are ready to go to the front immediately. Allow us to be at the spear of the attack. The old Crusader calls the young man to order. Morveg, don't speak unless spoken to. Don't worry. No one will be defeating any demons without you. Sia smiles kindly and tussles the boy's hair. Who have you brought with you? Everbright Crusaders, mainly. So we have a lot of volunteers who joined us, those who arrived at the Queen's call, but didn't want to sit in Nerasan waiting for the main army to set off. All the hotheads know that the front is here. Thea nods at the boy behind him, the one who's eager to fight. We picked up this one too. He walked to Kenabres with an old sword in his hand and a few copper coins in his pocket. He was going to keep walking to kill the demons, and then he would have probably had laid siege to Threshold, no doubt. The boy's cheeks go pink at the old man's gentle mockery, but he continues to stare at the head resolutely and boldly. Did you find Kenabres? How are things there? Not personally, no. The Queen summoned me and the bulk of our order to Nerasan. Almost all those who remained behind in Kenabres died, and the ones that didn't were disorganized and leaderless. But the order did not perish. New volunteers have been pouring into our ranks. We are licking our wounds. Kenabres is rebuilding. Life wins out. People are coming from all over Avistan to help. Many are joining up with Crusaders, just as it happened back in the First Crusade. Great, be serving under my command. The Crusader gives you a friendly smile. It's an honor for us, Commander. Let us give the demons a dusting. Manage Crusade affairs. Got some events. Okay, so this is basically the same system as the first game. Now that you've captured Dresden, new options for the Crusade have become available to you. You can now issue decrees. So you can now construct the buildings and forts in Dresden, issue decrees, and capture and investigate new regions. Both mercenary and trainable units will appear in the commander's headquarters in Dresden. The demon armies will try to take Dresden from you, destroy them, or after 7 days of the siege, Dresden will be completely blockaded by enemy forces, and you will no longer be able to command the Crusade. To access the Crusade Management, and click the button at the bottom right corner of the screen on the global map. Developing each of the Crusade stats open options that empower your armies and economy. Military focuses on drilling and training units. Recruit both trainable and mercenary units to improve the ranks of your military stat. Logistics focus on economy and construction. Construct buildings to improve the rank of your logistics stat. Diplomacy focuses on establishing contacts with mercenaries and foreign nations. Enhance the significance of the Crusade by earning resources of all types to try and improve the rank of your diplomacy stat. Leadership focuses on morale and army generals. Win battles and level up your generals to improve the rank of your leadership stat. Once the rank up requirements for one of the Crusader stats has been met, you will unlock the corresponding decree. Your military campaign will require 3 types of resources: finance points, material points, and energy points. Finance points are used for all the Crusade's various needs, but first and foremost, they are needed to recruit units. Material points are primarily for use for building construction. Energy points are used for recruitment of mythic units and the completion of certain decrees. You gain new resources points each day. Prevailing over demon armies in battle construction certain buildings increase the income of resources. You can also purchase required resources with gold. So it's literally the same as Path. Oh, okay. Well, that's annoying because I was always shit at this. I am not paying my hard-earned money on that. We'll save our money for now, and we'll get the materials another way. On the Crusade Management screen, you can see make a decision regarding current events, which are displayed at the bottom of the screen on the left. Issue decrees, which can be displayed by clicking the decree button on the right. You can display only a fraction of the available decrees by selecting one of the filters. Construct buildings and forts in Dresden. To access construction screen, click on the Dresden on the fort on the map. Okay, I know that. Thank you, game. Once a traitor, always a traitor. A lawbake. Oh, okay, we ain't got enough resources. Events. A problem with 9 lives. The quartermaster brought cats to Dresden so that they would keep the stores safe from rats. Smaller demons have learned to assume the form of cats to sneak into the city and wreak havoc. The soldiers are ready to start hunting cats, but the quartermasters are against it. We'll leave the cats and exercise vigilance. An army of thieves. A large group of suspicious individuals has arrived at the gates of Dresden. They wish to join the crusade. Officers have recognized a number of thieves and murderers among the rank, and it seems the newcomers are only interested in the spoils of war. Should they be accepted? We'll send them away. A conflict between 2 officers has led to a defeat in a skirmish with demons. One of the officers, a charming young noble, tried to save in the lives of the soldiers. The other, a cynical veteran mercenary, acted based on the principle that victory is all that matters. The soldiers from each unit blame the other unit's officer for the defeat. How should the investigation arbitrate the guilty parties? I'm going to reconcile the 2 officers. Hey, we got our first logistic points. Whoop, whoop. You can only have one of your decrees issued for each of the Crusader stats at any given time. Each decree has cost and a completion time. Some decrees can only be issued once. Others have a repeat time, which is displayed in the decree description window. Your progress in the Crusade Management unlocks certain special decrees. A stat up decree becomes available upon meeting specific rank up requirements. A relic upgrade decree, which turns a relic into a powerful artifact for your party to use, becomes available when you obtain a suitable relic. So we should be able to upgrade diplomacy and... Okay, so we'll form a military council. A council of officers seasoned in the art of war will help the Crusaders to the commander to implement new tactics and diversify his army ranks with more skilled units. Pass the decree. The Crusade, depending on the support of nearest and foreign countries, the Diplomatic Council will see to it that no political problems will interfere with the regular inflow of gold and recruits to Dresden. Pass that decree too. Okay, development. Outpost to expand, a Bastion expansion. We don't have the resources for it, so we'll worry about that later. Studying the Sword of Valor. The Sword of Valor, so it requires logistics. The great relic of the Crusade mysteriously changed upon coming into contact with the commander. What does this mean? Clerics and wizards could shed some light on this artifact's properties. Pass the decree. That takes 4. Okay, so the ranks up takes 1 day. That will take 14. So we've got land. We've got the land. So we own West Selen and Dresden surroundings. So we've got the lands of Yath, Grey Road, Winter Sun lands, Lake of Lost Sun, Petrified Library, the Wastes, Wounded Lands, and Winged Wood. The skilled craftsman can do work on the relic.